Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I now perform the second part of my role as the returning officer.
The countdown to when Nigerians get to go to the polls and decide who will be the next president of the country is fastly approaching. Apart from voting, it is also a patriotic act for all Nigerians to monitor the entire result collation process, which is why I have created an Excel workbook that will not just help you calculate, but also help you determine who has really merited it to become the next president of Nigeria based on two criteria that has been set by the 1999 Constitution. This criteria states that for a candidate to be declared the winner of a presidential election in Nigeria, he or she must have the highest number of votes and must also score 25% in at least two-thirds of all states. That simply means for a candidate to be declared the winner of a presidential election, he or she must have the highest number of votes, that is one, and he or she must score at least 25% in at least 26 states of the federation. This may sound like a difficult mathematics, but don't worry. This spreadsheet has already been designed to do all the calculations for you. All you have to do is just to impute respective votes scored by different political parties across different states, and the software will do all the calculations and show you who the winner is as long as these two criteria are met. But take note, if these two criteria are not met, then there is no winner. The video is divided into two categories. The first section captures a guide on how to use this spreadsheet using your computer, either you are on Mac or PC. Then the second category captures how to use this very particular spreadsheet on your mobile phone. So irrespective of the device you have at your disposal and irrespective of where you are as at when the result collation has already begun and been declared by INEC, you could just take your phone and begin to input the votes as they come in, or open your laptop or your desktop or your MacBook or your tablet and begin to input results as they come in. And that is what I will show you henceforth. To download this worksheet, there is a link attached to this very particular video and also pinned in the comment section below. So all you have to do is just to click on the link and it will take you to Google Drive where you get to download this very particular worksheet. So if it takes you to Google Drive just like this, all you have to do is to come here, click on it and then click on download and it will download the file to your computer. Upon successful download, navigate to the download folder on your computer. If the file is a zip file, make sure you unzip it. So when you double click on the folder, this is the file here. So make sure you have Microsoft Excel installed in your computer already. So you double click on it and then it will open up just like this. When the file loads, you'll be greeted with this very particular page. So before I begin, let me explain what is happening here. There are different worksheets in this very particular workbook. The first is instruction, the second is input data, the third is total vote by party, the fourth is first roll, second roll, and then final result. So this is just an instruction of what the spreadsheet is and how you can use it. So in case you find it difficult to use this very particular worksheet, just come to this logo, click on it, and it will direct you to this very particular video where you can watch step-by-step guide on how to go about it. So when you come to this input data, this is the place where you input all the votes that comes in. So take for example, any vote that comes under party A, then I will just come and put the data here. If it is party B, I will input it here, party C. As the vote comes in, I will just keep on inputting them one after the other. But make sure your source of information is directly from the INEC chairman. After the result has been compiled, immediately it is announced, you can jot it down somewhere or you input them as it is being announced by the INEC chairman. So you input all the votes as they come in just like this. Make sure you are accurate in imputing all this data, party by party and state by state. So this is for Delta State. As it comes for Delta State under party A, you just keep on imputing Ebonyi State, Edo State, and so on and so forth. And if the result is being announced state by state, take for example, we said party A has 23, party AA has 23, party AAC also has 23. Anything that is being mentioned by the INEC chairman, that is exactly what we input continuously till the last party, which is ZLP. Immediately you input the last party for Abia State, you could just immediately go to the next state, which is Adamawa, and begin to input. And if Adamawa is yet to come, you could go to any other state that is being announced and begin to input this data. So while you input all this data, Excel will do all the calculations for you. Take for example, if you input all the votes in Abia State, it will calculate the totals here. In Adamawa State, it will calculate the totals. That is how it will keep on calculating the totals. So if you look carefully at this very particular place, this is reading all zeros. And that's because we've not entered any values for this. But make sure you enter values correctly as they come in. No mistake, because if you made a mistake, it will affect the calculation. But without mistake, the calculation is protected. Now, additional thing you need to know about this worksheet is that this worksheet has been protected. The only thing you need to do is input data. Apart from that, there is nothing else you can do. Every other cell cannot be clicked on. It has been locked with a protected password. And if you don't know the password, there is nothing you can do to unlock it. So all you have to do is just to enter the vote as they come in, and Excel will do the necessary calculations for you. We all know that it takes at least 2 or 3 days for the entire result to be collated. So immediately you input any state, you could just save this very particular document. Anytime the INEC chairman announce the next set of results, you continue inputting until you input everything. I created some random numbers and input them in these very particular cells just to show you as an example. But please, this has nothing to do with the real vote that comes in. So if you are watching this video before election, this is not the election result. And if you are watching after election, this is also not the result for the election. This is just an explanation to show you how this spreadsheet works. So I created some random values and just input them here. So when you are done with that, if you look at the next sheet by clicking on it, it will automatically presented a pie chart for you based on the values that has been imputed, which it has calculated. So the spreadsheet has been designed to take values from this very particular sheet and then presenting them this way according to parties, so that it will now present a graph for you this way. I hope you understand. So this is just a display of parties and the total number of votes gotten across all states. Now, when you move to the next worksheet, this captures the acronym of each party, their name, their logo, and the presidential candidate's picture and their names. So this spreadsheet has been designed to calculate who has the highest number of votes and then declare if he or she has passed the first roll. Now, for example, as you can see here, this person has 56,618, 20,832, and this has 15,191,847. Like I said, this is not the actual result. It's just a number that has been imputed to show you how this very particular workbook works. So if you navigate to the end and you come to realize that only one person passed this very particular first row, and that's because there can only be one person that has the highest number of votes. Now, when you go to the second worksheet, this is also a criteria that has been designed to calculate the second row. All the necessary calculation has already been designed, and Excel will do everything using its functions and formulas. So it will just display the final result for you just like this. This person also passed the second row because he has scored 25% in at least 26 states. That was the reason why he passed the second row. And when you go to the final worksheet, which says final result, this is the name of the party, and this very particular candidate has been declared the winner. So that is basically how you get to use this worksheet. Very simple. Like I said, all you have to do is click on the link attached to this video and download the worksheet from Google Drive. Open it up, navigate to input data worksheet, and input all the votes that is being announced by INEC. Then you come down to final result and check who is the winner as being calculated by Excel. Now the winner has to meet these two criteria. If these two criteria are not met, then there is no winner. That is to say, INEC will have to run another election for the person that have the highest number of votes and the person that scored at least 25% in the highest number of states. If you are on mobile phone, the first thing you need to do is to make sure you have Excel installed in your phone. If you don't have it, go to Play Store and search for Excel, then you install it. So you type here and then you search for Excel. So after searching for Excel, you tap on it and then you tap install, so that Excel will now be installed in your mobile phone. It is very simple and straightforward. After successful installation, you open it, you follow the step-by-step procedure, and then you are good to go. So let's wait for it to download and install. Upon successful installation of Excel, tap on it to open and follow the step-by-step procedure for it to set up for the first time. Okay, we are almost ready. We are almost done. Okay, I'll just tap sign in later and then skip for now. Then try later. Accept optional, then close. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the interface of Microsoft Excel on mobile. If you install, this is exactly what you see. Attached to this very particular video will be a link for you to click on. So click on the link to open Google Drive and you have something that looks like this. Then you tap on this three icon by the side here. When you tap on it, it will show you this option. You scroll down a little bit and then you tap on download and it will download this very particular document in your phone. Let me allow it and it will begin to download. One item has been downloaded. So the file has now been downloaded to my Google Drive, which is this. Okay, after successful download and setup, when you open the file, this is the first page you will see. So this spreadsheet is just an explanation on how to go about using the workbook. So if you need more information, click on this icon and it will take you to this very particular video so you can watch the step-by-step guide on how to go about it. Now at the bottom here, if you see this very particular icon that looks like a screen of a TV, when you tap on it, the names of all the sheets in this very particular workbook will appear. As you can see, the first one is instruction, then the next one is input data, the next is total vote by party, the next is first roll, the next is second roll, and the final one is final result, which is exactly what you have seen as I showed you on my computer. So I will navigate to input data, and this is where you get to input the votes of each party by state. Now immediately INEC begins to announce results, make sure you have a sheet by your side. As the result comes in, you jot them down somewhere else. So if you are imputing, take for example, you are imputing for Abia State, you just come down here under party A and then you double click. This very particular keyboard will pop up. It's an automatic keyboard that has been linked to Microsoft Excel on mobile. So if the vote is just 56, any amount that the vote is, you input the vote and then you click enter, it will take you to the next cell. And if you want to go to the next party, you come down here, you double click and then you input the values. You go to this party, you click the values. That is how you keep on entering the values as they come state by state. You continue doing that till the last party, which is ZLP. If you come down to ZLP, you input the figures gotten as announced by INEC. Please make sure any values you enter here is the accurate vote. There is no room for mistake. If you make a mistake, the software will calculate the error you have made. So make sure you enter the values accurately. Immediately I enter this, the software will just automatically sum everything from the first party down to the last party under Abia State. So if the result for Adamawa State comes in, the same thing applies. If the result for Cross River comes in, you just double click on it and then you enter the vote as they come in for each respective candidate. So this is how you go about it. You continue entering them and Excel will automatically calculate the totals for each state and then for candidate also. When you look at this very particular candidate, let's take for example candidate under party A. When you enter for all the states, Adamawa, enter for Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bauchi. If you continue entering for all the parties downwards, you can see at the bottom here, the vote for all candidates will be calculated at the bottom. So if you scroll down here, this is for party A. As you scroll to the bottom here, this is the totals. When you come down to party AA, this is the total for that candidate under this party. Come down to party AAC, this is the total for the candidate under this very particular party also. So that is how you continue entering the data until you are done with everything. But remember that the result is not compiled in a day. It takes at least 2 or 3 days for INEC to finish collating and announcing the results. So immediately any result is announced, you input the data here. After that, you save the file. You can save the file by coming down to this place and then you tap on save to save it. So that when INEC announce the next set of results, you also come in and input the values until you input everything finish. When you are done inputting it, then you can come down to this very particular icon here, this one by the down left. When you click on it, you can now move to the next sheet that says total vote by party. So this will show the party name and their respective vote across all states. So that is to say, based on the values I just imputed randomly, party A got this very particular vote across all states, AA got this across all states, and AAC got this vote across all states. Now please take note, this is not the actual result of the election. I just imputed this data in order to show you how this spreadsheet works. So like I said earlier, if you are watching this video before election, this is not the result, and if you are watching after election, this is not election result. I just imputed these values randomly just to show you how this workbook works. So here you get to see the display of respective vote by party, and this is a graph that will just show you a sketch of how the vote appears party by party. Now when you scroll to the next spreadsheet, which is the first row, and you can see the display of every political party, that is to say the name of the party, their acronyms, the logo, the picture of the presidential candidate, and their names appear across this spreadsheet. Every party is depicted here from the beginning down to the end, which is Zenith Labour Party. So any candidate that merits the first criteria will be depicted here. This person failed, this failed, this failed, and this person passed the first roll. So that is how it will be depicted. Whichever candidate got the highest vote, the Excel will just automatically do the necessary calculation and show you who got the highest vote. Now when you navigate to the next spreadsheet, which is second row, the same thing applies here. Now Excel will do the calculation and tell you who has passed the second roll also. Now take note that for a candidate to be declared a winner, he or she must pass the first rule that says he or she must have the highest number of votes, and he or she must also pass the second rule that says he or she must have 25% of votes in at least 2/3 of all states, like I have explained earlier. So the candidate that passed the second rule also will now be qualified to be declared the winner. And in order to see it, you go to the next spreadsheet, which is final result, and this is the name of the party, the candidate's name, and then he or she will be declared the winner. So very simple and straightforward. Download this file from the link attached to this very particular video, and you can also check the comment section and see the link. It will be pinned there. So immediately you download the file, what you have to do is just to come down to input data spreadsheet and then input the data as it is being announced by INEC. Do not trust any other source different from INEC. So if you are done inputting your data, everything is now okay. Excel will do the calculation and show you the total number of votes across all states and the number of votes across each political party. So you go to the last spreadsheet, and if you tap on it, the winner will just display in this very particular place. Now in case these two criteria are not met, this spreadsheet has already been designed not to display any winner in this section. So if any candidate passed the first roll but could not pass the second roll, then the candidate will not be declared the winner here. He or she has to pass the first and second roll. That is what the Constitution has already prescribed. Now, if candidate could not pass these two roles, then it is left for INEC to now check which candidate got the highest vote and which candidate got the highest number of states that he or she has won at least 25% votes in that state. So these two candidates will now be joined together and another election will be rerun for these two candidates. So that is how to use this spreadsheet on your mobile phone. So thank you for watching. If you find value out of this video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel and share the video so it can get to reach all Nigerians, and collectively you and I will be calculating the vote as they come in, and so that we'll be acquainted with how everything goes. Now this very particular worksheet will be very useful to all Nigerians. If you are a reporter, it will guide you on how to go about writing your report. If you choose to present your report from this angle, you have access to that data. If you choose it from another angle, you also have access to that data. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this very particular channel, and I'll see you some other time. Bye.